Now let's meet Anthony Kolova from Second Skin Audio, our presenting sponsor for today's show.
Hello fans of Roddin' and Racing, my name's Anthony Kolova. I'm the owner of Second Skin Audio. We manufacture noise, heat, and vibration control products for automobiles. In the last episode of Roddin' and Racing, you might remember that we sound deadened the underside of my 2000 Jeep Wrangler. We did the wheel wells with our undercoating Spectrum over at Absolute Off-Road. Joe let us use his shop, and that was very helpful. We did the sound deadening on the underside of the car in the wheel wells to reduce the amount of road noise that was transferred through into the passenger compartment of the vehicle. You can see that we did a lot of sound deadening in order to kill the road noise. Jeeps are pretty tinny, pretty noisy, and require quite a bit of work. It's not going to be ever as quiet as maybe a BMW, but we can knock the noise level down quite a bit by doing just these simple steps. Follow us today as we do Damplifier and Luxury Liner Pro. Before sound deadening the entire vehicle, the first thing we have to do is remove the upholstery. To do that, we have to loosen all the bolts, take out anything that's going to get in the way of putting the product on the inside tub of the vehicle. That includes the seats, the carpet, the stereo system, just some of the odds and ends that are going to get in the way. What's nice about the Jeep is this is a hardtop, and the hardtop comes off pretty easily. You can see me and Gustavo here taking it off. It really comes off quite easily, and it allows us to get full access of the interior. We can actually stand up in the vehicle now, whereas a regular car you couldn't do that. But whether you're working on a hot rod or a Jeep or a convertible or any kind of vehicle, the concept is basically the same. Pull out the upholstery, lay the material down, put the upholstery back. That's all you really need to do to sound deaden a car. Now that the upholstery is out, you can see that the metal is exposed, and this is a 2000 Jeep, so it needs a little bit of work. So Gustavo and I have some paint thinner and some rags. We're going to go through this thing and clean it up and get as much of the greasy grime away as we can. You don't need a real squeaky clean surface. You just need to make sure that it's decently clean. We're also going to vacuum all the little tidbits up. It's been a while since this carpet was pulled out. I don't know if it ever was. So we're going to take care of that right now and create a pretty clean surface so that we ensure proper contact with the sound deadening material to the floor pan of the Jeep. So these are the products that we're going to use inside the Jeep today. There's two. There's Damplifier Pro, the peel and stick vibration mat. It's got the thickest foil in the industry, good for up to 500 degrees. It's the highest heat rating in the industry also. Then we're going to use Luxury Liner Pro. This is a two-part system that has closed-cell foam on one side, heavy vinyl barrier on the other. This product, Damplifier Pro, this is going to absorb the vibrations and the structure-borne noise. The Luxury Liner Pro will go on top of that, and that's going to reject the airborne sound that's able to penetrate the Damplifier Pro. We're also going to use a little handy wooden roller, Second Skin Fury folding knife, and the Second Skin spray adhesive, contact adhesive, good for products such as these. Damplifier Pro is self-adhesive, Luxury Liner Pro is not. So this is everything that we're going to use, and follow us over to the Jeep and you can see exactly how it's done. So you can see what we've done here is we put down a single layer of Damplifier Pro on this one small area. First I applied a little bit of pressure to the foil side of the Damplifier, so that way it would take the contour of the interior of the Jeep. Then we peeled the backing off and we stuck it down. It held its form, and then we just kind of worked it into the grooves that were there, and we cut around the different spots that needed some attention, like where the bolts are and any brackets that fix permanent fixtures back down, like the seats. So we wanted to stay away from this little guy right here because the seat is going to reattach itself to that point. So we've got a little bit more to do, but it's coming along pretty well. So as you can see, we've done most of the Jeep in the Damplifier Pro. There's still a few small areas that Gustavo's working on. We've laid some pretty big sheets, and we've done some areas just in small patches. It's not absolutely necessary to create a seamless barrier. You don't have to butt the pieces up against one another, as long as they kind of puzzle themselves together and have good surface contact with the metal. That's what's important. The Luxury Liner Pro, on the other hand, that needs to be applied as a solid barrier. You're creating a wall or a curtain of sound deadening, noise absorption between the source of the noise and you, and any area that you leave undone is going to be a weak spot. So we're going to go through the rest of this Jeep here in about the next hour or two. We're going to finish everything up. We don't have time to show everything today, but when it's all done, there's going to be a solid layer of Damplifier Pro, throughout the entire Jeep. A double layer in some of the more vulnerable areas, above the wheel wells, on the firewall, the flat spots, and then the Luxury Liner Pro is going to go on top of the Damplifier Pro and cover the entire thing to create a wall for sound deadening purposes. When it comes to applying the Luxury Liner Pro, it's not absolutely necessary to adhere it with the contact adhesive to the floor. It's not really going to shift around all that much. On the sidewalls, on the vertical surfaces, especially upside down, of course, you do need to use the contact adhesive, in which case you spray the foam side of the Luxury Liner and the foil side of the Damplifier. You let it sit for about 90 seconds, maybe as much as 2 minutes, so that the gases can be released from the glue. Once the gases are released, it's safe to put the two sticky sides together. If you don't wait 90 seconds, the gases are still going to be released, but they're going to be released in between the Luxury Liner Pro and the Damplifier, and they're going to push the products away from one another, and you're going to have air bubbles stuck in between. So you always have to wait that 90 seconds. Okay, now to give a recap of what we've done, we've covered a solid layer of Damplifier Pro for vibration damping to reduce structure-borne noise. We've used a solid layer of Luxury Liner Pro in order to reduce the airborne noise. If you'd like to purchase our products, you can go directly to our website, which is secondskinaudio.com. You can also call the number on your screen, 1-800-679-8511. And I answer the phone myself, so you'll be dealing directly with the owner. I appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope you learned something on how to sound deaden a car, whether it's a Jeep, a hot rod, a boat, or any kind of automobile. You can use Second Skin Audio products to sound deaden it and keep the heat out.
We'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.